the bench, laying down the law. Fair and impartial, the best you ever saw. Harris County's finest, keeping justice alive. Everybody rise for court number 5.
Mr. Lopez, you were charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On December 11, 2024, the officer was on active patrol at the 5500 block of East Sam Houston Parkway when he observed the defendant's motor vehicle approaching rapidly from the rear at a high rate of speed, over 53 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone. The officer also observed the defendant suddenly change lanes to the right without using a turn signal and nearly missed the officer's patrol vehicle by mere inches. The officer had to move further to the left and accelerate to avoid being struck by the defendant's vehicle. The officer conducted a traffic stop, and upon contact with the defendant admitted to driving at a high rate of speed.
Mr. Lopez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you check to see if he has a valid Texas driver license?
There's no driver's license on file, and further, the officer noted in the DIMS that a driver's license search revealed it to be suspended at the time of the stop. So,
Mr. Lopez, you are not allowed to drive. I'm going to have you sign an affidavit with me today. Promise me that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, you are not allowed to drive, and this is a condition of your bond. I don't know what your status in this country is, but if you go to jail and immigration finds you and you're not in this country with permission, they will put an immigration detainer on you, and you will be stuck like Chuck in custody until this case is over with. Do you understand? We will have you sign this affidavit. It will be a part of your bond conditions as well that you're not to drive. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. All right, come up. We'll have you swear to this. And then can you file no driving, please?
yes, Judge.
Part of the bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go, sir. Good morning, Mr. Zeladon.
Hello.
You speak English?
Yes.
Mr. Zeladon, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys worked out an agreement where they're offering you 6 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You realize what's happening, right? This is going to go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. If you get in a car, you've had anything to drink, you get pulled over, an officer is going to see a prior DWI. If they smell it, they go to your car. It's probably not going to end well. What we're doing today, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. Do you understand? So if you want to get lit, 32 beers, 52 shots of tequila, don't get into a car. Even if you've had a sip, you're taking a huge risk. You understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, there's no turning around. You cannot return this like Target. You sure you want to do this? No, I guess nothing else.
Because of the felony, same transaction, we're going to be dismissed on the felony.
Okay, that's a great deal. But I'm going to tell you now, when transactions like this happen, they're going to do this kind of bargain only so many times before they really get it to you. You understand? All right, how do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to the 6 days in jail, credit for 2. What do you do for a living, Mr. Zeladon?
Dishwasher at Papa Sheila's Cantina. Just going to ask you making, he was telling me he probably makes around $4,500 a week. Rent's about $500. His car about $500.
Who do you live with? Who do you live with? Shh.
I recently started the business.
In the evading, how fast was he going? I'm going to suspend your license today. I want you to understand that you're not going to be allowed to drive after today.
Going 66 miles per hour.
Okay, I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days, Mr. Zeladon. And let me make something very clear to you that DWI is huge business in this state. Extremely. What Mr. Strauss is asking me to do is waive $3,000 in surcharges that you would otherwise be required to pay, not to mention the $500 in court costs. Everyone makes mistakes, right? We all do. But the idea is that you don't continue to make the same mistake where you endanger other people's lives. I will, as a courtesy for you guys now, but I'm going to tell you, another DWI, a second DWI, is a surcharge of $6,000, not to mention court costs of another $500. So you pick up another one, HE double hockey sticks to pay. You understand? All right, man. Good luck.
Judge, thank you. Have a good day.
Okay.
I
You too,
appreciate
Brandon.
you for your time, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Devereaux.
Good morning, sir.
So you're charged with theft, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 60 days in jail with credit for the 158 that you've already done. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You need to understand that this theft will go on your record. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. Is this what you want to do?
Sir.
It's also alleged that you had a prior theft from a person in May of this year out of the 232nd District Court. Is this true or untrue? Okay, true to the enhancement. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to the agreement. We will find the enhancement true. And best of luck to you, sir. Thank you, Alan. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Perez. Shh. Jesse, I'm going to mute you for a second. Mr. Perez, you were charged with 3 cases. You were charged with having a false or fictitious driver's license. You're charged with theft. You're also charged with felony fraud. It looks like you have worked an agreement where they're going to dismiss 2 and you're pleading to the theft. Is this how you understand it, sir? Understand that this theft will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. Once you plead guilty, you can never take it off. Mr. Petaway, come up. Take a seat in the jury box, please. You are giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. Under federal law, you give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. Do you understand?
Yes.
One of the other things you need to understand is that you now are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. The other thing you need to understand is this is an enhanceable offense. If you pick up 3 of these, you will now be looking at another felony charge. Knowing all this, do you still want to go forward with this plea bargain? How do you plead to the offense of theft? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. Sentence you to
It's 12 days credit for 5, something like that, Jeff.
12 days in jail, credit for 4 days. On motion of the state, your second case will be dismissed. Take note, because this is only going to happen so many times before they're going to be seeking a tremendous amount of jail time. We want our streets safe. Do you understand, Mr. Perez?
I understand.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Excuse me. Thanks.
He speaks English.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I don't need you. Look, can I give you the cause number? Do you need it?
Yes, Judge.
251 8649.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you get the cost number on this? Manzano? Can I give it to you real quick? We have yet another bond violation. It is 251 8649. And thank you for being here, Jesse, on such short notice.
251-8629.
8649.
Silence all cell phones. Make your cell phones to be silent, to include alarms, notifications.
Mr. Manzano,
Yes, sir.
I brought you into court because I have bond violations yet again. Is this a third violation? Please.
May I be heard on that, Judge?
Absolutely. I just want to make sure that it is, if I'm remembering correctly, it is a third violation.
Okay. Initially, I have a pre-hearing motion for continuance, Judge. I like to have time to prepare for this. This is not a normal allegation of 19 skip tests. This young man works as a machine operator. Every day he's gone to work. This machine that he operates could cause injury to himself or to others if he is operating while intoxicated. Once we get all the work records, Judge, we could show you that there was never any reprimand, any suspension, anything from work that calls you to believe that he was operating the machine while intoxicated. In addition, Judge, I like to subpoena Smart Start records. He attempted to go over there yesterday to get records, but of course, they just gave him a 1-800 number, and then they said, well, we'll send it to you in about a week. So, Judge, this is very questionable whether or not he skipped 19 tests. In reference to the third violation, this is the third violation that pretrial followed, but the first one was that when he was released from court, he went to pretrial, and he thought pretrial was going to call him up to give him the information of where to go to get the ignition interlock. He never got that information. He was confused, and as soon as I received that email about him not having the portable device, I informed him. Within 5 or 6 days, he had it. He's very responsible, Judge, for what he is charged with.
All I know.
Secondly, Judge, that second one, it's totally shouldn't be given any credit. This is the one that he was given a drug test. He went and took his drug test. 2 days later, they notified him to come back and give another drug test.
I got it. I understand. And I certainly won't take that into account, Jesse. But I'm going to tell you now, we have here from November 27th, 2024 to December 17th, we have 19 skip tests. Unacceptable if this is true. Unacceptable.
I agree 100% if it's true, Judge.
So let's do this. I'm not going to give you a lot of time, but I can give you, up to a week. We can have a hearing on this next Thursday if you'd like. And
These next 2 days, I'm not available, Judge.
That you want.
Next 2 days, I'm not available. I've got my funeral going on, and we're about to leave shortly. It's in Sugar Land, and we're going to be there all day. And tomorrow at 10 o'clock, it's going to repeat. And Friday, I've got to be at the bond hearing in Montgomery County. If you allow me, Judge, I need to get records from both the company and from Smart Start.
I have those records to you today, Jesse.
For the violation date.
The only thing I received was the allegations.
I mean, we will send you the allegation. I will send you every piece of record that we can muster up to get to you. But I'm not setting this out 2 weeks for a bond hearing. And not when we're skipping tests like crazy. I will give you a reasonable amount of time, but I'm not going 2 weeks.
May I offer a suggestion,
Judge, the coordinator is going to be out next week, and I'll be coordinating. So can we do it on
I'm not doing 2 weeks. This is a bond violation hearing.
May I make a suggestion, Judge? why don't we put a ankle monitor on him? There's no way he could skip that. If we put that on, then you know if he's consuming anything.
Okay, Jesse. Just because we love you.
I love you
Put the
too,
ankle
Judge.
monitor on. But I'm going to tell you now, if I get any violation, and I don't care how minute it is, I'm going to grow horns and a freaking tail. Do you understand? You better look at every single thing that you put in your body, when you put it in, what it is. I don't care what holiday it is, and I don't care who you're with. You get a hot violation on that thing, I'm going to be hot. Do you understand? There's absolutely no excuse, Jesse, and I will not entertain anything if it goes hot.
I understand that, Judge.
All right, you get it today. No more excuses. Okay, we'll send him down to get it now, Jesse, but I'm up to here. Like I tell my kids,
I understand, Judge. Is it when do you want to reset this to then, Judge?
I don't know, how old is this kid?
It's a date of arrest is July 6th.
So it's, we'll give you 30. At that time, though, it's time to put up.
I understand.
Okay. Mr. Arrieta, is that you? Sir, you are wanted out of the state of New York for failure to appear on a conference on a violation of probation for assault with intent. Are you waiving formal extradition, sir? What happened?
I was just thinking something else.
Okay. All right, sir. We wish you the best of luck. Okay. Take care.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I have Mr. Lopez, Nelson Lopez. Your Honor, this morning, I believe that he tested positive for marijuana. I believe that he bonded out last week. It's our contention that he had this in his system before he bonded out.
Yes, sir.
Understand, I'm going to test you again.
Yes, sir.
No more.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's it. We'll test in like 45 days. Okay, yep. All right.
Hopefully, he's been offered a PTI, so hopefully he'll be done before.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Good morning, Mr. Ginder. Good morning, Your Honor.
So
What's the word, Thunderbird?
I have an update, but it's not a good one. So, and credit to Amy, she's been mostly following up, but I was able to speak with the deputy sheriff in Bucks County. And right now they're spread so thin, they have no way of picking up before even the 30 statutory days. They have 4 people spread out and they have priority cases. And I explained to the sheriff's officer, like, this isn't a capital murder. This is an aggravated sexual assault of a child. This is a theft by taking. And so priority wise regarding the charge is they're just unable to accommodate. They're trying to get adult probation to figure out if there's another way to do it. But for this warrant, just be forthcoming, is that this isn't one they're going to be able to. But also it presents the issue is they're not going to recall the warrant. They still want him. They're just physically unable to do it within the statutory period. So this isn't even discretion. They're just unable to do so. So
just because we still have to follow the law.
Right. And so we're stuck in this quagmire where he's going to just keep getting arrested because the warrant's still going to be live. Like, he could leave today and get arrested this afternoon. It's just going to keep happening. And
Well,
so
look, you can lead a horse to water,
right.
as the saying goes. You already know that even if you get released today, that warrant will be eternally out there until you go back and hear it. Yes, every time you get arrested, how many days are you missing in your life? 20, 30 days, every single time. So the right thing to do is go back.
But I mean, that's also why he keeps getting arrested, is because every time they believe that they have the capacity to do it, and then suddenly they realize they have holiday pickups and they have other things that take priority. So that's why the warrant is still being validated, is because they think this time they can make it within.
What are you going to do?
So this one, I mean, because they've already related, and I'm relaying to the court that they're unable to, is I'm not agreed to a bond, but I'm not opposed to a bond. I mean, ultimately, when it runs out the date, we run out the date, and I'm still waiting. Legally,
So
I'm waiting for.
You're not going to null it, though, I guess.
I'm going to wait until I get a final confirmation from adult probation there, because they're the actual, just like for the DA's office here, for our warrants, is they're the final decider of how they want to handle the warrant. And apparently, it takes a little bit of time for them to respond to the sheriff's office there, and I'm not going to waste this court's time if they're not going to respond.
Have we had him here before?
We've had him 3 times before. And so he was
Have
arrested.
we ever given him a bond?
No, we've dismissed, I believe, before it came to that. And like I said, 2 of them were before my time, before I joined general litigation. So I can't speak to when Katie and Stan did it, but at least for myself, is we dismissed it before that became a scenario.
Judge, my understanding is he was held until they maxed out their time and then he was released 3 times.
Sure, of course. I guess that was implied, but what,
It's not a day of, he's released, they max out, they
Sure.
don't get extra time. So he sat down 3 times for this. 14 days, 3 times, so 45 days. And they're not coming out.
at the end of the day, it's one person. It's right.
And so I
I mean,
told him,
it's not.
I told him, hey, he's gonna say, what's the difference this time? And he tells me he's got the funds.
No. I'm going to set a bond for him now. I'm going to give him a bond.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I mean, there's no sense in keeping you in custody when we know they're not going to come, right? But like I said, if you don't go back, this is going to continue to happen. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So it would behoove you to get back there as soon as possible, take care of it, so you can be done with it once and for all. And go on with your life. Really, it's nonsensical to keep getting arrested and you sit 14 days every single time. I mean, we're working 3 times now. Really. Now, begs the question: what's the bond amount?
For the court, like I said, if it wasn't a parole violation, I'd probably be more comfortable just giving a number and being agreed to one. But in the end, I understand the transportation difficulties, but ultimately it is a parole violation. And so that's why I can't agree to one. I'm just not opposed to one.
Judge, I think the issue is going to be him having somebody to come and actually post a bond for him. This is a situation where they're not dismissing the case, therefore you need somebody to come.
I'm going to give you a PR bond.
Oh, fantastic then.
There's no sense in keeping someone in custody when we know that they're not going to come. It's not fair.
Bond, I would ask for a $300 PR bond.
You know what you have to do.
Yes, sir.
Go back, get it done once and for all. I'm going to give you a PR bond now, but I'm going to tell you one time, I'm not going to continue to play this game. If you act like a child, well, we're going to treat you like a child. We're not asking for much. I'm going to give you a PR bond now, but this is a fugitive case. You get one shot. Normally, when we have people that come back on multiple fugitive cases, we don't continue to give PR bonds. We don't continue to do this. I'm going to do it now because he's already indicated that they're not going to come get you. But if you get arrested again, and if it continues to happen, you're old enough to know actions have consequences. So does the failure to act. You understand, Mr. Ginder?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll give him a PR bond now, and then just let them know. Just
14 days. Well,
Okay.
plus the 1 date for release.
But I'm releasing him now.
Right. What I mean is in terms of directives to return, because the PR bond is still within the context of the fugitive case, and so releasing for the
So
bond.
I'm
is-
ordering you to go back to this jurisdiction, to go either turn yourself in or go post bond. Where is it, Mr. Kim?
Pennsylvania, Bucks County.
You must either go turn yourself in or post bond in that jurisdiction. If you do that, that will take care of this fugitive case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you don't, this warrant, this nationwide warrant, will be out there for eternity. Good morning, is it Diepa?
Buenos días.
Good morning.
Mr. Diepa, you are wanted out of the state of Oklahoma. I think it's Creek County, Oklahoma, for embezzlement.
I'm so sorry. Embezzlement.
Quedaste con un cargo que no fue tuyo. Tienes el cargo de
I guess misappropriating.
I'm so sorry.
La diferencia es que
Desapropiar.
te dan la propiedad y luego te quedas con ella. No se lo quitaste a nadie, pero te lo dieron.
Es propiedad.
Your lawyer is asking for me to set you a bond. I don't know. I've never met you before.
Lo he conocido.
I don't know who you are.
No sé quién es.
The only way that I get to know you in this very short time is by looking at you on paper, because that will tell me who you really are.
¿Quién es?
I know that you're going to tell me it's gumdrops and rainbows and that you're always walking around with a halo. But really, what matters is on paper, because it tells us how we get to know you, essentially.
Okay. Thank you.
So, Mr. Kim, tell us about Mr. Diepa, please.
I couldn't find any other criminal history.
antecedentes criminales
for the defendant.
para acusarlo.
However,
Sin embargo,
Oklahoma has confirmed they will be picking him up tomorrow. So I'd be opposed to a bond because the transportation is already here. If they're picking him up tomorrow, that means they've already landed in Houston today. And it's a guaranteed transport back. And for that reason, I would be opposed to a bond. I have no information on the embezzlement. I attempted to get a hold of the sheriff's office there. They were unable to give me any information. They did set an in-state county bond for $112,000.
Never, always something new.
That's why I said if we have more time, then I will win by default because he will get picked up tomorrow.
Have you run an
I
NCIC?
did nothing else, Judge.
If I may, Judge, so first of all, my client works as a truck driver, CDL. That kind of goes with the charge that he is being charged with embezzlement. He was supposedly given something, charged with something, and there's an argument that, hey, somebody didn't get their property back or something. He has a great argument for it. They showed me some emails back and forth between him and the dispatch showing that the possible bail for property made it to where it's supposed to be. They've contacted a lawyer out in Creek County. He's got no criminal history. He's a resident. There's no flight risk. He hasn't been here before. Now, I understand the predicament that somebody might be expending travel time and things like that, but my client's in jail. And so that means a lot to me, and I hope it means a lot to the court. Because he's got no previous fugitive cases and he hasn't messed up in your court, I would ask that he be allowed to turn himself in. He said, I'm planning to do that. I asked him, hey, what's the difference between waiting for Oklahoma? And it's easy for me to say because I'm not in there. I think we'd be in a different position if we had to wait.
You know, there's transportation. They're ready to come pick him up. Whereas one of the things that I'm going to require, I'm going to tell you now, is that his passport be surrendered so I know that he's not going to, take off and that he's can't go international. Mr. Kim, I think that's.
And unfortunately, I wish I had more facts to give you. I mean, especially with the consideration of bond for the embezzlement, it could be a couple $100. It could be $3 million. I have truly no idea what the level of, because I don't know what's in the
What does
cargo.
the teletype say? Does it tell?
It just says felony embezzlement. I don't know what the cargo is that he allegedly mishandled, for lack of a better word. I truly don't know, and that's why I have a difficult time. Other than that argument,
If you want, I will, but I want the passport first.
Let me ask him if he's got access to the passport. ¿Tienes el pasaporte donde lo puedes entregar?
El pasaporte está en mi casa.
A tu casa.
Yo tengo mi residencia en los papeles como en la billetera mía. Tengo mi residencia.
Ok, pero después quiere el pasaporte. No sería difícil para que ellos vayan.
Let's do it. I guess I'm going to let you talk because I don't want him to say something,
Well, he is a resident. He is a resident. So if we have proof of that.
I don't know that.
Well, if we have proof of that, would you?
It could be Bugs Bunny for all I know. How do I know?
for what it's worth, I don't believe this particular, and other than the irony of because it's a fugitive case, I don't believe he is an international flight risk because nothing in the teletype or for the information I have concerns with. But it's just obviously him not returning to Oklahoma in the first place. That was my concern because it's guaranteed.
His wife is here, his wife lives here in Houston. I think his son, tu hijo o quita afuera, un bebé, es tu
You
hijo.
want to surrender the?
Mi sobrino.
Okay, his cousin is here. The cousin's husband works with him in the trucking company that they have. And so they're all here saying the mistake, they're here supporting him. He is not a flight risk because his family's here. And his company's here. It's just one of those situations where he needs to figure this out.
Assuming it's a one-day transport, because it was probably a two-day transport here, is he goes up one day and he still has to make the bond, the $112,000 in Oklahoma. That hasn't changed. And so, unless they argue for it there. So either way, I don't think the time difference will be an issue because he'll be taken into custody whenever he self-surrenders.
So here, the deal is this, Mr. Diaz, is that we give people one shot to do the right thing when you have a fugitive case. If you want me to set you a bond, I will. It has to be sufficiently high so that you know we are serious and that we expect you to go turn yourself in. We give you 2 weeks from the date of your release to go either turn yourself in or post bond in that jurisdiction. And if you do, this fugitive case against you gets dismissed. You're old enough to know that actions have consequences. And if you fail to do this, you fail to go turn yourself in, if you fail to post bond in that jurisdiction, then I will revoke the bond here. I will set it at 0. You will not get another one. I will get a hold of you, and this time I will hold you here until Oklahoma comes and gets you. Do you understand?
¿Entiende?
We have a lot of people here. You already know that Oklahoma is going to come here tomorrow to come pick you up. A lot of times we have people, instead of paying the money to get out, save it to be able to hire a lawyer or post bond in that jurisdiction, because you still have to post bond over there, which is over $100,000. Here, if you post bond here, because it's a fugitive case, you are an inherent flight risk. So you will have to post most, if not all of the bond to be able to get out. Do you understand?
Yes.
What do you think of bond?
It's hard to say because I don't know the severity of the embezzlement, but
I mean, it's got to be high enough so that he knows we're in business, right?
I was going to say, so with the distance of it and the age, I'd say 7,500.
Judge, I asked for 2,500.
All right, I'll split the puppy.
Yes, Judge.
Bond is set at $5,000. You know what's expected of you. You know the consequence of your failure to act. I'm not going to play this game with you again. Do you understand? All right.
Yes, yes.
Good luck. Has he already waived?
No, and so if you want to,
He has.
oh, sorry, he did waive, so he didn't refuse. My bad. Yes.
How much time did he have under his belt?
15th, so 3 days.
Okay, so if he does, we'll need the waiver or the withdrawal
So
waiver.
he can make that bond?
My understanding is yes, let me confirm with him.
Okay,
Just one more time.
I'll stand down. Thank you, Judge.
Felicia,
Yes, Judge.
we ordered him to have a GPS monitor. We admonished you last time that there was absolutely 0 tolerance. And now we have a 3rd bond violation. What was the nature of this violation?
So we lost cell on it, so either it wasn't charged properly or something of the nature, it's just,
So he had a dead battery.
yes. And then-
How long?
If I may, if you would be willing to admonish the defendant as well, I spoke to the complainant yesterday and apparently the defendant has been making posts about her on social media, bribing people with money to hurt her, and she's pregnant with their child.
Judge, this complaining witness has been sending a bunch of messages to my client. She's been harassing him. I actually advise.
Show me.
I advise.
Show me.
I did ask her to send me screenshots and everything, Judge, and she said
We'll have a hearing. Show me. We'll have a hearing. Show me what you got. We'll have a hearing over it. But all I know is this is your 3rd bond violation. I'm not happy with you, Mr. McCollum.
Judge, I saw that I don't think it turned back on at all from what I'm seeing on my end. But whenever he did report yesterday to have the device inspected, and they did just tell me that he did receive a new charger and new device.
When did it die? What's the date? So from the 14th to today, when he got it back on, it's been dead?
He got it on yesterday, Judge.
Yes.
Well, it was on
To
yesterday.
the 17th. It's been dead for 3 days.
He called me yesterday and told me to go to pretrial and check out. Because
Your
they gave me.
device has been dead since December 14th. And
I never knew they didn't give me no text or nothing. I was unaware of taking his charger. They gave me a new charger.
Judge, with all due respect, he went there on Monday. He got, and they gave him a new charger and a new device. So it seems to me that it's a technical issue. So Judge, I would.
You're supposed to charge it on a daily basis. Am I?
Even in the pretrial, they charged it and they seen that it was charging, but it was still something messed up with the charger. So they gave me a whole new thing again.
How often is he supposed to charge it?
I think they're advised to charge once a day for at least an hour.
I'm not buying it. I'm sorry, Hunter. It goes with you. No. This is a third violation, Mr. McCollum. It's not going to continue to happen.
Judge, with all due respect, this is a technical violation. He shouldn't have to go into custody.
It's a third violation, Hunter.
Second, sir.
Judge, it's
the
clearly,
first time.
just please stop talking. Let me talk. Judge, it's clearly that there was an equipment issue. Otherwise, they wouldn't have replaced the equipment. So I don't see how.
It'd be an excuse, Hunter. The minute you have an issue, you're supposed to go get it serviced, not 3 days later. This is a third stop. This is a third violation. And I told you the last time when you were here with the baby that there was absolutely no tolerance, that you were supposed to live to the condition 100. It's been dead for 3 days.
I was unaware of that, sir. So when they called me.
Goes with you. Sorry. I'm not going to entertain excuses. It's zero tolerance.
I'm not giving you an excuse, sir. They gave me a new charger and a new monitor.
Judge,
it's not like I didn't mess up anything. As soon as they called me, I
Talk to your attorney.
Judge, would you allow me to escort him up to felony court so that he can go take his plea today? The whole reason they had set the plea to after the holidays is so that he could do it after the holidays. And I believe part of this deal would see this case go away, and he's going to be on probation for 2 years upstairs. So I really don't see benefit to society.
I mean, if you want to go see if that's something that you guys can work upstairs, I can ask if they'll escort him upstairs. But I can't continue to play this game, Hunter. You know, I mean, really, we ask you over and over and over to comply. I'm not asking for much. Right? And it's been dead for 3 days. You know it's been dead because you're supposed to charge it. So you're supposed to charge it on a daily basis. So for you to come here and tell me I didn't know, it's disingenuous. It's just not true. So, but I'm happy to acquiesce.
I've seen this with multiple clients where there are technical issues that happen with these devices. I've seen it with multiple clients where they're unable to charge.
Hey, if you see it on the 14th that you have issues, then you go immediately. You don't wait 3 to 4 days later, especially when you've had violation after violation after violation. I think that your complaining witness may be here too. Rosette, CW may be here as well.
I'm not sure.
So, I don't know, Hunter, just, okay, ma'am, please, don't. If you wanna.
I think pretrial has something to say. I don't know what they have to say.
I reached out to my supervisor of these devices just because I'm not super well versed in the GPS realm, but he stated that the reports for his GPS appear to show an issue with overcharging, which can lead to a charger problem. They're instructed to charge for 1 full hour on the same time each day, and that the tech swap his device as a precaution as it was likely that malfunctioning.
But why wait 3 days? You know the device is malfunctioning on the 14th. You're going to wait 3 days to go get it fixed?
I was just informing you what my supervisor told me because I asked somebody to look over the report.
I don't know what to tell you, Hunter.
I mean, Judge, it sounds like he was overcharging. He was doing more than prior.
No, we don't know that for sure. I don't know. See what documents that you can show me that you can get that there's some kind of malfunction. But nevertheless, it's a third violation. On the 14th, if he has issues, perhaps even go the next day on the 15th. But you wait 3 days, and the only reason he did it is because I hauled him into court and I told him to be here on the 18th. Otherwise, who knows what would have happened. See what you can find and then show me. I'm all eyes.
Well, Judge, the other thing I would ask is if you are going to take him into custody, I'd ask for a formal hearing to be set. And since this was set within less than 24 hours, I do believe it violates his due process to go ahead and take him into custody today. Yeah,
just show me what you can find, Hunter. You know? Eddie, there are times in life when you run into people They can be a complete cancer to your life. Some people thrive on drama. That's how they get off. That's all they like. They like to just create. If you have people in your life like that, it's probably advisable to cut ties. Because if not, they're just going to bring you down. We all have people like that in our life. We do. I do. I have people that are constantly after me as well. I do everything in my power to get away so that it doesn't bring you down. The problem is, Mr. McCollum, is when we have situations where there are repeated bond violations, I take issue with that. And I can't let people go when they continue to have violations. But I want to know that it's a true violation. I have ordered him not to have contact with this person, correct? I'm not asking much from you. The only thing I'm asking you to do is stay out of trouble, keep your monitor on, and don't have contact. You stop. I'm not asking you to say, I don't like to put you in jail, but I got to know that you're complying with the conditions. There's a lot of things that are at play in your case here. There's a lot of other evidence that's out there that I would like to see before I take action and put you in. They're saying things that happen. Hunter is saying things that happen. I want to know what the truth is. And the truth is, and it lies with the evidence, because the evidence will point to whose side is correct. Words, Mr. McCollum, words mean absolutely nothing. I don't give a rat's ass about words. Evidence points to whose side is correct. I am going to give you some time, not a lot, but I'm giving you to Friday to figure out what's going on because I want to know. Most importantly, is it the machine that's messing up? Are you truly charging it? Number one. Number two, they're saying that there's been contact. I hope not. I want to know. I want to see it. Show me what you have. Likewise, show me what you have too. I'm all ears. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt right now. If I wasn't, I would lock your butt up right now. But I'm giving you the opportunity now to show me what evidence is out there. Show me what you're doing. I want to know, are you charging this device as it should be? There are records of this. You know what the expectation is. I'm giving you time, Mr. McCollum, and I'm giving you the opportunity. I want to see it. Likewise, I want to see in what validation they have as well. That's it. We will reconvene here Friday because I want to know what Hunter has. I want to know what they have. Is that enough time?
Yes, Judge. Friday's fine.
Do you have any questions? You know what? It's better not that you don't. If you have any questions, talk to Hunter. But I'm giving you the opportunity. All I want to know is, are you abiding by it? Are you abiding? That's all I want to know. Okay. See you Friday.
He's holding it down in the heart of Texas. He's renowned in the town, balancing the scales, making sure they're even. In his court, truth's the only thing we're believing. Judge Fleischer on the bench, laying down the law. Fair and impartial, the best you ever saw. Harris County's finest, keeping justice alive. Everybody rise for court number 5.